Hello everyone and welcome to Indie News. This week we have the Brandon Boyer bundle, Wolfram running in Unity, the Frog Fractions 2 Kickstarter and the Cyberpunk Game Jam. First up this week is the Brandon Boyer bundle. For those who don't know who he is probably best known as the founder and curator of the website Venus Patrol, which organises events and does articles and cool little cartoons about the indie community. Brandon discovered that he had cancer, and unfortunately it came under a pre-existing condition clause which allowed his insurance company to deny his claims. After setting up a GoFundMe campaign to pay for his very expensive treatment, all his friends from the indie community rallied to his side. Currently, this means that there are 30 plus games available for $25 in this bundle. All of the money raised will go to his treatment campaign, plus any excess will be donated to a cancer research fund that will be selected later. I think this is a really great example of exactly what the indie community can do that isn't even related to games. It's just a really nice thing to do for a person in great need. We've seen it before in previous Kickstarters and things like that, and hopefully this generosity and sense of community can continue into the future. Next up, Wolfram, the programming language, which is incredibly impressive and has a 12-minute long video showing you exactly the amount of crazy computational and graphical power stuff that it can do, is going to be available in the Unity game making software package. It's going to be available as an object which you can insert into your scenes and basically use the language to do complex computations in a very small amount of very simple code. The idea behind Wolfram is that it simplifies the act of coding to very few amount of lines with incredible power behind it, so that anyone can create algorithms or something, and combining this with a game making software is going to lead to some very interesting results. The Gamasutra article uses the example of real-life weather simulation in a racing game to explain how it can create a more complex system compared to the simplifications that we would use otherwise. The guys over at Wolfram have a very keen interest in using the programming language for education, and combining this with a very easy to use interface like Unity will definitely bring a lot of people into the game making sphere and hopefully education as well. I'm very interested to see whether you could build an entire game with it or whether it's just specifically for things like simulation. I'm not really sure, but I'd like to find out. The Wolfram integration into Unity will be coming in the next few weeks. And now a Kickstarter that I am very excited about, Frog Fractions 2. If you haven't played Frog Fractions 1, then go do it now. It doesn't take very long. Apparently Frog Fractions 2 will have lots more to discover and will be bigger in scope than Frog Fractions 1. One of the more interesting things about this game is that once it has been finished, it will be launched silently. No one will know that it has been released, and it won't be called Frog Fractions 2. You will have to discover exactly what it is and whether it is in fact Frog Fractions 2, which is going to be very interesting when it slowly starts to trickle out through the interwebs that people have discovered what and where this game is. Obviously this makes distribution of some of the rewards quite difficult, and many of them say once the jig is up you will be sent a download code instead of, obviously spoiling when it's out. And finally, the Cyberpunk Game Jam, hosted by Itch.io, 265 entries are currently being judged until the 24th of March. I highly recommend that you check out the website. There is such a variety of games, as it was open to any system and any genre of game that anyone wanted to create. As you may expect, there is a lot of pink and purple, which fits very well into the cyberpunk theme. A couple of the games that have popped out at me are Limb Repair Station and Skater Punch. Just for their simplicity, Limb Repair Station is very similar in the interactivity to Papers, Please, where you move around stuff and check stuff against the rules and regulations of your limb repair masters, I suppose. Skater Punch is a much simpler infinite runner where you have to skate on pipes and avoid cones. It's quite fun, very simple. All of these games are free, and as this is itch.io, you can donate some of your hard-earned cash to these people if you enjoy their games. So thank you everyone for watching. This week I'd like to know what you would build with the extremely powerful Wolfram package in Unity. What sort of game would you be looking to simulate? Personally, I think the weather simulation is a cool idea, but I'd really like to see it power up the physics interactions of a space combat game. Love those things. Everything I have mentioned is in the description below, and if you have enjoyed this video, please do subscribe and like the video for more awesome indie games every single day. I'm off to check out more Cyberpunk Game Jam games, so I will see you next time. Goodbye! Once the jig is up, it will be, I don't know.